with Justin Lee, who's one of the main presenters of Spotlight. Can you tell us what's going on here today, Justin?
Yeah, the BBC has a really big presence here at the show. This is the main BBC Spotlight and Radio Devon marquee, and we can go inside if you like and have a look. Brilliant. Because we've got lots of live music on stage. This is musician Ellie Williams performing at the moment as part of John Gofi's programme.
Maybe we won't lose. On the day we saw the sea.
And throughout the day, lots of live music will be coming from here. And later on, I'll be on stage with Natalie, one of my other presenters, and we'll be answering questions from the public. So this is a busy place all day. We've got someone over here from Blue Peter. This man used to work behind the scenes on Blue Peter, and he's written a book about that.
So what are you doing here today in the marquee of the BBC?
Well, today I'm appearing on Bill Buckley's show after 3 o'clock, telling stories about Daring Do on Blue Peter and what the presenters are like, and generally being around for people to hopefully buy the book.
Yeah. And then over here, this is the Devon Community Foundation, which is BBC Radio Devon's partner charity this year, and they're helping with Radio Devon to raise money for local communities in Devon. So there's a lot going on in the BBC Radio Devon marquee. If I take you over here, this is great fun. You can see going on here, youngsters are having a go at presenting the Spotlight weather forecast. So this is how the weather forecast is normally done in the studio. And if you just keep watching, there you go, there's the girl. She's standing in front of a blank background, but look on the television over there.
If you're wandering along Avenue A at the moment and you fancy coming in,
you can see the weather forecast being done in front of the screen. And that's the magic of television, that's how it works. I'll tell you what we'll do now, if you like. This is the public side of what the BBC is doing here, but if you like, we can go behind the scenes now, and I'll show you the less glamorous side of television. Okay.
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Wilson from Devon Highways. What's
Three lanes of queuing traffic on the M5 at the built up on 5 car parks from this direction at the moment, so they're very unlimited.
So as you can see, it's really technical back here. Can you tell us what goes on here?
Yes, I mean, I'm not a technical expert, but you'll see lots of cables and things plugged up. We've got speakers here for the public so that they can hear what's going on in the marquee, but also a lot of the activities going on stage. John Gofi's programme at the moment, for instance, is also going out live on the radio. So not only have we got to provide sound for people in the theatre here, we've also got to send that sound back to Plymouth, so it's then broadcast across the county. So a lot of this cabling is to make sure that everyone here and everyone at home can hear what's going on in the BBC Radio Cornwall marquee.
Basically, we're out and about meeting the people, meeting our audience. We've got 250,000 listeners on BBC Radio Devon every week, which means that 1 in 4 people across the county listen to this station. So we've got a very good chance of meeting some of them here, shaking their hands, asking them what they like, what they don't like, and taking notes, getting some feedback.
What opportunities do you feel the show brings to upcoming artists?
Do you know what? Every Saturday we have around about 4 different musical acts on my show. We have one that's a fairly big band and then a couple of acoustics, and the big band is in a different studio. That studio is currently booked up until November, so we're about 6 months ahead, which only goes to prove that there is an amazing amount of talent, of local talent in Devon, and we give them the opportunity to play to 250,000 people.
Yeah, right, thank you for your time. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Here we go, this is one from the album.
Someone wake me up before the sun.
tell you what to say. What I found is what I need to bring me back to.
I'm lucky enough to be joined here by Adam Isaacs, who was on The Voice last year. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey from normal country boy to superstar?
Well, yeah, I was just a regular kind of gig playing musician. Always lived around southwest Devon area, Exeter area, and yeah, the Voice thing came along. I was persuaded to take part after some, great consideration.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, it just carried on going, and I found myself on TV in front of millions of people. So it was a bit of a shock, but one of those things that you wouldn't wish not to do it in years to come. And it's nice to meet those people, nice to meet Tom Jones and work with him. Yeah, it's a very lucky thing to have come my way.
So did you always know you wanted to be a musician?
Being honest, I always enjoyed music, but I thought I was going to be a professional golfer at first. So I studied in Cornwall, and I played there as well, and then music gradually took over. It was a hobby at first, and yeah, I just went into songwriting and performing gigs in public, and off it went, really.
This is normally the BBC Spotlight broadcast truck, and this sends, when we're out on location, this vehicle sends the programme back to Plymouth. But in here today, what's actually happening, we're using the satellite dish on the top of this truck to send John Govier's programme back to Plymouth for the radio.
All right.
So everything that's going on in there is coming out to here, then is being beamed up into space, and then beamed back to Plymouth, and then out onto Radio Devon. So this truck is doing quite an important job today.
Yeah. Did you always know you wanted to be on Spotlight and the news?
I've always been very interested in broadcasting, and although I'm on air and on television and reading the news, all of this sort of thing behind the scenes also fascinates me. I love all the technical things. So yeah, I've always been interested from probably about the age of 6.
Did you ever have an opportunity like we have?
No, I didn't really, although I was lucky enough to get involved in hospital radio where I live, and then I moved on to BBC Radio Cornwall, but I never got a chance to do anything like this, so I think this is great that you're getting a chance to do this.
Yeah, it is great, really good fun.
Shall I show you inside? A lot of people think that, television presenters have a really glamorous sort of lifestyle with big makeup rooms and a special person looking after you. If we go in here, I'll show you a very different. Well, this is the most important room really for us, because this is the kitchen area. This is where we come in and make all our cups of tea, get some water when we need it, and then in here, this is the glamorous area. This is where we get ready for Spotlight, and you can see it's pretty basic. There's not a lot in here. We've got a very important can of hairspray, and that's about the most glamorous thing there is in here. So you can see television isn't that glamorous.
Yeah. Okay, thanks so much for your time, Justin. When are you on air tonight?
Well, we have another bulletin coming up at midday from here, and then a bulletin at tea time at about 7:10 today. So it's quite a long day, a lot of filming to be done. So yeah, it's busy.
So make sure you're watching.
I've got a feeling taking over, and it's out of my control. Thank you.
Big round of applause for Adam Isaac here. Come a little bit closer, those of you standing in the back of the marquee, 'cause there's lots more people waiting to get in. It's BBC Radio Devon at 11:31.